From a small team of volunteers dedicated to supporting second language teachers, CASLT has grown into a multi-level organization with an important mission to foster and advance professional excellence in the teaching of second languages in Canada. En 2020, l'Association canadienne des professeurs de langue seconde célèbre son 50e anniversaire. Let's take a look at some of CASLT's major accomplishments over the last 50 years. We just advance to the next slide. Thank you. In 1970, a small group of language teachers launched the Canadian Association of Second Language Teachers, otherwise known as CASLT, to help support their colleagues across the country and address numerous challenges that second language teachers were facing at the time. That brings us to our first trivia question. Who was the first president of CASLT? Qui était le premier président de l'ACPLS? I'll let you read those names and we'll give you 30 seconds to respond.
And don't forget, you go over to your poll and over on the left-hand side, make sure you open your polling. And it's like the same as we did earlier with the voting.
Thanks, Jim.
I can see that 15 people have voted now. 15 of 51, I might add. Lots of people left to vote.
You could be an auctioneer.
I can speak quickly enough. It's a Newfoundland and Labrador trait.
Okay, have we got enough answers in there?
You got 32 votes.
32 out of, how many people do we have in our session right now?
53.
Okay, give it another 10 seconds. We'll get faster with the next vote. Okay, let's do the big reveal. As many of you knew already, Robert Roy was the first and founding president of CASLT. Robert Roy était un éminent enseignant canadien en langue seconde. Vous reconnaîtrez son nom grâce au prix Robert Roy. L'ACPLS donne ce prix chaque année à quelqu'un qui a contribué de manière significative à l'avancement de l'enseignement des langues secondes au Canada. From the beginning, CASLT has been an organization focused on helping and supporting its members. CASLT began this work by promoting the development of language learning and teaching across Canada, creating professional development opportunities, undertaking research and disseminating the results, and facilitating the exchange of information and ideas among language teachers. And this brings us to our second trivia question. How much do you think a CASLT membership cost in 1970? Combien est-ce que ça a coûté en 1970 pour devenir membre de l'ACPLS? Okay, 30 secondes pour répondre.
Again, don't forget to click the vote button over in the polling, over in the left-hand margin. How am I going to vote? Not sure.
Okay.
29 votes. Okay, I think we have a winner.
What's the winner? I can't see the voting.
Oh, okay. So C, which was $5, had a vote of 37.14.
Oh, here's the correct answer.
And the correct answer
is, survey says,
number 2, which actually won out. Just pulled in front. Number 2 pulled in front with a 40% response rate.
There you go. You've also got a job in the horse racing industry. Can you believe that in 1970, a CASLT membership only cost you $2? Today, a regular membership for CASLT goes for $45, but you get a lot of bang for your buck. There are numerous benefits to being a member of CASLT, including resources available exclusively to our members, and CASLT is continuously endeavoring to bring you more. l'ACPLS a développé des ressources pédagogiques pour fournir aux enseignants de langue seconde des outils et des activités à utiliser en classe. Elle a également créé des ressources professionnelles et des ressources qui expliquent les meilleures pratiques dans le domaine de l'enseignement des langues secondes. An early example of one of CASLT's many resources includes the National Core French Study. This project involved 250 individuals and over 100 classrooms in 9 provinces and the Northwest Territories. And this brings us to our third trivia question. The National Core French Study was initiated in 1984. When did CASLT publish the results of the study? Quand ont été publiés les résultats de l'étude par l'ACPLS? OK, encore une fois, 30 secondes pour voter. 30 seconds to vote your answer in.
Don't forget to click the polling button over on the left side, and it's the same deal. You guys got this. Let's go.
We're getting good at this.
$25 votes in.
What's the most popular vote answer?
It's a tight race. It's a tight race. Looks like C is winning out so far. We'll see now when it rolls up. And actually, B and C tied. It was a tie between B and C.
Interesting. Okay, let's show them the real answer. 1990. Mais au début, on pensait que c'était peut-être 1989 et on a corrigé ça à la dernière minute. Cette étude d'une durée de 4 ans qui a pris fin en 1990 a proposé un cadre conceptuel pour l'élaboration d'un curriculum multidimensionnel de 4 syllabus. L'étude a été entreprise en 1984 par H.H. Stern, ancien directeur de l'Institut d'études pédagogiques de l'Ontario. L'étude nationale sur les programmes de français de base a fourni une base de recherche solide pour la révision du curriculum et des stratégies pédagogiques propres à l'enseignement du français de base. CASLT has continued to play a role in influencing language program curricula across Canada. Another example of this is CASLT's initiative to introduce the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages to Canada and to advocate for its adoption across the country. CASLT has been a leader in promoting this endeavor and has worked with multiple stakeholders toward the development and implementation of a common framework of language assessment in Canada. Au fil des décennies, l'ACPLS a organisé plus de 1650 séances individuelles de perfectionnement professionnel et plus d'une centaine d'ateliers CASLT chez vous et d'apprentissage professionnel en ligne. Et cela nous amène à notre 4e question. How many national conferences do you think that CASLT has organized since its inception? Combien de conférences? Alors, 30 secondes pour voter. Don't forget to use the poll.
Yeah, and so it's a little bit glitchy, my friends, but if you click on the polling a couple of times, you will see the question come up as per usual.
Combien de conférences nationales l'ACPLS a-t-elle tenu?
Okay, we got 26 votes in.
Mhm.
Oh, good, Erica. That's good. Bravo, bravo. 2 secondes, 1 seconde. 31 votes. Et le gagnant cette fois-ci a été C.
Mhm. Okay, can advance the slide. Okay, 35. Correct answer. Over the years, CASLT has organized 35 national conferences with the goal of advancing professional excellence in the domain of second language teaching in Canada. Not bad for an organization that's been around for 50 years. Over the years, the network that CASLT has established has spread to every province and territory. The CASLT community has provided constant support for second language teachers and for all those who work for the advancement of second language teaching and learning. To this end, CASLT created the National Council, which is made up of one representative in the field of second language education from each province and territory across Canada. So you know what's coming now. Brings us to our 5th trivia question. In which year did CASLT create its first national council? En quelle année a-t-elle créé son conseil national? 1984, 88, 95 ou 2003? 30 secondes pour répondre.
And for this one, you may have to scroll down a little to see your last vote now for number 5. Okay, we've got 28 votes in, and looks like C is leading the race.
Okay, on verra.
5 secondes.
Let's see what the answer is.
Oh.
1984, comme certains d'entre vous le savaient peut-être, le premier Conseil national a été créé en 1984. Les représentants du Conseil national assistent à des réunions provinciales d'associations de langue dans un rôle de liaison. Ils représentent aussi l'ACPLS aux conférences ou aux événements provinciaux de langue, diffusent les programmes et les activités de l'ACPLS et en cours dans leur région et encouragent les membres à y participer. Finalement, les représentants du Conseil national favorisent le recrutement et la rétention des membres. CASLT's network is a vital part of its success. Over the years, the association has leveraged opportunities for collaboration and cooperation for the greater good. On that note, one of the many projects we have been collaborating on recently is the Research Symposium, which has been designed as part of CASLT's 50th anniversary celebration. This project considers our formalized partnerships with national and provincial organizations, celebrates our ongoing collaboration with Canadian scholars working in the area of second language instruction, and honors the values of professional learning, research-based practices, dialogue, and collaboration. I've had the pleasure of working with both Micah and Stephanie on this project. J'aimerais partager avec vous une vidéo qui promue le symposium de recherche que nous organisons pour notre 50e anniversaire. Le titre, the title is Looking Back and Looking Forward, Second Language Research Agendas in Canada. Vue rétrospective et vue prospective. Agenda de recherche en langue seconde au Canada. So I think we'll show that video now.
I'm Micah Vanica, Assistant Professor in Language and Literacy Education at the University of British Columbia. And with my colleague, Dr. Stephanie Arnott, Associate Professor in Teacher Education at the University of Ottawa, we've had the pleasure of joining 4 different groups of Canadian scholars in conversation, looking back at the past 50 years of research in second language education and current research trends in the field.
Our conversations have focused on 4 areas of research, each of which were represented by 2 renowned scholars who've conducted research in that area. In my case, I have enjoyed delving into some of the key issues in official language education in Canada, so French and English, with Dr. Sharon Lapkin, Professor Emerita at the Ontario Institute of Studies in Education at the University of Toronto, and Dr. Burcu Untelioglu, Associate Professor from Brandon University in Manitoba. I've also been fortunate enough to explore trends in research focusing on culturally and linguistically diverse learners in additional language classrooms with Dr. Roma Shumak-Horbash, Associate Professor in Ryerson University School of Early Childhood Education, and Dr. Gail Prasad, Assistant Professor in the Faculty of Education at York University.
My conversations have focused on heritage, modern and international language education with Dr. Roswitha Dressler, Associate Professor at the University of Calgary, and Dr. Jeff Bale at the Ontario Institute of Studies in Education at the University of Toronto. I've also had the immense pleasure of discussing Indigenous language revitalization and Indigenous language education with Associate Professor Dr. Candice Gala, my colleague here at UBC, and Dr. Edusty Thompson, Associate Professor in Indigenous Education at the University of Victoria.
We're excited to share with you a few highlights of our conversations, and we hope you're able to join us and the scholars that you're about to see at our scheduled workshops in October at the Languages Without Borders Conference to celebrate CASLT's 50th anniversary and brainstorm future trends in research to guide future studies in the field.
Where does the immersion kit fit? Can that immersion child relate to French minority language communities or, dominantly French communities? It's quite different from the ESL context because ESL, English is all around us. And for the French learner, that's not always true.
And how those languages, cultures, and identities, how those different repertoires really support every student in the classroom.
My purpose always is to get inside their heads, to crawl inside their hearts. Because you can't do this because the ministry thinks that you should do it. This is pedagogy that comes from the heart. You need to believe it.
And so research depends on the work of teachers. It depends on researchers being willing to accompany teachers rather than tell them what to do based on their findings.
The emphasis we've had on pedagogy over the last 50 years, we have always been striving to get better at how we teach languages and to get a little bit of an insight into some of these things that we're discovering in laboratory studies, they actually apply to the classroom, and how can a teacher put those into action.
I do more than just teach a language. I'm also a model in the school community of how to advocate for a language, how to advocate for a community. I'm connected to parents, I'm connected to the community. How do I think of myself more holistically in that way? That's the kind of, some of the outcomes I hope our research will have.
That I'm moving into embodied language learning. So really looking at different practices that include maybe dance and song. And if we think of, many of us who haven't had an opportunity to learn our Indigenous languages as a first language, usually song and dance is a way, an introduction into the language.
My elders were the one that said, no, you need to focus on the language. And I think that's one important part of research, Indigenous research, is listening to your people, listening to your community, what they need.
Okay, everybody back? Today, CASLT continues to maintain its mandate to support second language teachers across Canada. CASLT has helped bring about significant progress for second language teachers, and it continues to support excellence among language teachers across the country. We would like to thank everyone who has been part of the CASLT family over the years. Nous aimerions remercier ceux et celles qui ont fait partie de la famille de Lac Plus au fil des ans. We are so excited to unveil CASLT's 50th anniversary logo. The new logo starts as a maple leaf, but then transitions to a speech bubble. And second languages brings both elements together. Bright, bold colors are used to express diversity. CASLT has supported second language teachers for 50 years, and we plan to do so for over 50 more. We look forward to a bright future. Nous sommes très contents de célébrer notre 50e anniversaire avec vous tous. Merci.